Alright guys, TouchCoB back again today with a second upload of the day. Earlier we talked about Karma retiring from a professional Call of Duty. Remarkable story. If you guys haven't seen that already, the link to that video will be down in the description box below. But given the entire global events and the situation we are seeing right now, the Minnesota event that was going to be this weekend is going to be postponed to the weekend after. We'll talk about this today in the coming minutes. So let's hop right into things then. So Cronus CDL Intel first of all tweeted this out. Sources, this weekend's home series hosted by the Minnesota Rocket is going to be postponed, likely until next weekend. ESPN then did a similar article saying that this is the cause of it, of course, as I'm sure you guys have heard of and understand. In light of recent and current events, this weekend's Call of Duty League Minnesota Rocket home series will be postponed 1 week to June 12th through 14th. The statement read, "We'll be able to share more details soon, including how the Call of Duty League family plans to pay tribute to George Floyd and dedicate this home series to supporting the fight for social justice and the rights of black and minority communities, as well as organizations assisting with rebuilding efforts both in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and nationwide." We've been working closely with the CDL since last week on how we can use the event to raise money for charitable organizations supporting racial justice and community rebuilding efforts. Brett Diamond of the Rocker scheduling those decisions, but the decision was made in the last 24 hours. So, look, we've seen some other announcements of this sort. Certainly makes sense. Like, I wonder if this event was in Florida or Seattle or something like that, whether it would still have been postponed. But given it's in Minnesota where this whole thing kicked off, certainly understandable they want to postpone it a week. If that means, which hopefully it does, that they can, at least use that time to ensure that they can use this event to promote the cause and pay tribute to George Floyd and raise money for the charities that they want to donate to, all this stuff. If they're using the extra week to do that, then this is a good use of time, right? At the end of the day, the other argument says, what does this really do, postponing it for a week? I can see the argument as well. But I think that if they do use this ability to pay tribute, as I said, and find some better ways to go about things, then, that's definitely a good use of time. So I can understand it. Of course, there's been some other postponements as well in a similar vein. PlayStation postponed their event scheduled for June the 4th. Given the situation, again, I can understand it. It's really not the end of the world from the competitive Call of Duty scene. We get the event the weekend after and then an event again or the weekend after that, right? So it means more concentrated Call of Duty for us at the end of the day. This PlayStation event was interesting because there was meant to be maybe the Black Ops Cold War rumored game, announcement type of thing at this event. That obviously isn't happening. So, Warzone, they postponed Season 4 and all of this stuff as well. So this was the event that the Call of Duty League finally came out with. In light of recent and current events, this weekend's Call of Duty League Minnesota Rocket home series will be postponed 1 week to June 12th through 14th. More details coming soon, including, this is basically already the statement we saw. So probably ESPN updated their article from when I initially saw it. But yeah, this is the statement they come out with. Totally understandable. Infinity Ward also came out and then confirming that, issues with people having certain names in the game which they really shouldn't be having, they've resolved that. Slightly, I suppose, disappointing that it has to take something like this for Infinity Ward to take action against this kind of stuff, but it is what it is. You guys know I'm always skeptical of this company PR stuff, and that's why I hope that they are using this week for a good cause rather than just doing it for good PR, because let's not forget Activision Blizzard in the past. This tweet from Slasher, I think maybe it was last year sometime when the Hong Kong protests and all of that was going on, there was a player from the Hong Kong region that said free Hong Kong or something like that on stream, and they, in an interview, they banned him from the game. They banned the interviewers that interviewed him from the game, and that doesn't support this statement that they come out with, right? They say today and always, we will support all those who stand against racism and inequality. There's no place for it in our society or any society. So of course they don't really stand by this if they're going to take these previous routes. As Slasher points out here, Activision Blizzard suspends esports player who backed Hong Kong protesters. So look, when it's easy, good PR, Activision and all companies are going to go for it, right? Which makes sense. I just hope that they use this week off for a good cause, right? Which is perfectly fine. So one of the questions that comes up is, what does this mean for the weekends? Because given another week, it could mean that certain teams can get better practice, and I think that is an interesting part to consider here, because of course Uzi has been introduced to the meta from a classic on the Toronto Ultra team. Huntsmen are a relatively new squad, and so are Florida Mutineers. Maybe that can give those squads extra time to practice and prepare prepare, having another week. Also, this clip here from, well, okay, the Challenger stuff, it looks like it's going to be continuing this weekend regardless, so that's one thing. But also, the Uzi seems to be getting more love from players more and more. So Envoy was using this on stream last night, so it seems to be playing pretty well with the Uzi in hand. And yeah, if this is the case, it's going to give teams more time to prepare with this potentially new meta into the game, and maybe gives Toronto less of an advantage if they're trying to bring this out very new indeed before other teams have really caught on. Probably gives teams an extra advantage, or at least an extra chance to catch on to this potentially new meta we're going to see coming up next weekends. But yeah, it's delayed for a week. There's still plenty of things to talk about in the coming days, and then Call of Duty action resumes as normal. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching as always. I'll see you next time.